Have you ever been in a moment where the world is screaming around you, but inside there's only a terrifying, cold silence? Your heart is racing, your breath is shallow, and even though you're standing still, you feel like you are falling. 5,000 years ago, in the field of Kurukshetra, the greatest warrior on earth felt exactly that. He wasn't in a room, he was standing between two massive armies, over 1 million soldiers, thousands of elephants, and chariots stretching to the very horizon. In chapter 1, verse 13, the silence of the morning is ripped apart. The text says that suddenly conchs, drums, cymbals, and horns all blasted at once. It wasn't just noise, it was a tumultuous roar that shook the earth and the hearts of every man standing there. This was the sound of an era ending. And in the middle of this thunder, Arjuna realizes that the glory he was promised is actually a nightmare. Namaste, I'm Shrisha and welcome to episode 1 of our Bhagavad Gita series where we get to learn about our inner self and our true dharma. Let's get started. The war hasn't started yet, but the psychological casualties are already mounting. Arjuna turns to his friend and charioteer Krishna and he says in chapter 1 verse 21, "Draw my chariot between the two armies. I want to see who I am fighting." Krishna drives the golden chariot into the no man's land, that thin, dusty strip of earth where life and death meet. He stops right in front of the people Arjuna loves the most. In chapter 1, verse 26, the realization hits him like a physical blow. He doesn't see enemies. He sees his grandfather Bhishma, the patriarch of the entire dynasty, the man who represents the very roots of his identity. He sees Drona, his acharya, his teacher, who taught him every skill he possesses. He sees his uncles Shalya and Shakuni. He sees his own cousins, the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, men he grew up with, played with, and broke bread with. Suddenly, the righteous war feels like cold-blooded murder. The script tells us in verse 28 that Arjuna is overwhelmed by supreme compassion. But it's not the kind of compassion that saves you, it's the kind that paralyzes you. He realizes that to win the world, he has to destroy his own soul. Chapter 1, verses 29 and 30. This is where the mask of the hero falls off. If you have ever felt the walls closing in on you, listen to how the Gita describes a panic attack in chapter 1, verses 29 and 30. My limbs fail and my mouth is parched. My body quivers and my hair stands on end. The bow Gandiv slips from my hand and my skin burns all over. Think about that. His skin is burning. The legendary bow Gandiv, a weapon that could take down gods, is literally sliding out of his hands because they are so slick with sweat and terror. He is shaking so hard he can't even stand up. In verse 47, the final verse of this chapter, we see the ultimate defeat. The greatest archer in history doesn't go out in a blaze of glory. He sinks down on the seat of the chariot, casts away his bow and arrows, and his mind is distressed with grief. He is done. He tells Krishna, "I will not fight." But here's the most terrifying part of chapter 1. Through all the weeping, through all the shaking, through every excuse Arjuna makes to walk away, Krishna stays silent. He doesn't comfort him. He doesn't offer a hug. He just stands there, holding the reins of the horses, watching his best friend fall apart. Why is he silent? Because the Gita isn't for the strong. it's for the broken. And until Arjuna is completely empty, until he has absolutely no answers left, the truth cannot be spoken. The first chapter ends in total darkness. The bow is on the floor, the hero is in tears, and the god is just watching. But the silence is about to end, and the first words Krishna speaks in the next chapter will change the way you look at life and death forever. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. I'll see you in the next episode of the Bhagavad Gita series. Namaste.